Do you want to design characters for TV animation? I'll show you an exercise to get you started and level up your shape design skills in the process. It's really fun, and it uses one of the powerhouses of the force drawing methods, force shape. These are the designs I'll create for you. I'll be drawing on paper this time, using color copy 160-gram A3 paper and my favorite pencils, Faber-Castell Polychromos. The first step is to fill the paper with a variety of force shapes. Here are the do's and don'ts. Avoid drawing symmetrical static shapes like in the top row. Go for asymmetry, like the shapes at the bottom. These are more dynamic, fluid, and appealing. Since we're using lines to create the shapes, we basically have two types of lines to build our shapes with, straights and curves. Being aware of this makes the line decisions very straightforward when designing shapes. Is the line a straight or a curve? If it's a curve, how much applied force is on that curve? Is the curve's apex in the center, high or low? Is the curve concave or convex? All these nuances enable you to design a variety of force shapes. Keep them asymmetrical and make sure each shape has a clear direction of movement. After drawing the first force shape, I use it as inspiration to draw the other ones, almost like assembling puzzle pieces. They don't have to literally fit into each other for this exercise, but keeping this in mind does help me visualize new force shapes. By the way, in case you're wondering, you're watching me draw these in real time. I draw the shapes in a loose, fluid manner and keep the pace going. I don't want to overthink these. Once you're done with the shapes, use the side of the pencil to fill them with a soft tone. This helps your mind focus on the shape as a whole, the silhouette, instead of just the outlines. The next step is to pick a shape and fill it with form. We can turn these shapes into any object. For this demo, I chose TV animation style character heads. Draw the center line and turning edges, essentially turning the shape into a box form. After that, I like to place the eye line and build the face from there. Avoid placing it exactly halfway the head length. You'll get more contrast, visual interest, and a specific character by placing it either higher or lower. Turning these shapes into solid character heads requires a good understanding of form and structure. You must be able to build within those shapes. It's okay if you need to adjust the shape's outline a bit to make the form work. The shape is just a starting point. Just make sure to keep it asymmetrical and forceful. The other requirement is what's referred to as a visual library. You build this primarily by doing lots of studies from reference. In this case, studying different heads of different races, ages, and with different facial expressions. Variety is key here. Looking at your favorite artists, animated shows, and movies also helps feed your mind with ideas that you can then explore in your own work. Alright, I'll speed this up a bit so you can see me turn more of these four shapes into character heads. The characters don't have to be human, of course. The top screen left and right shapes reminded me of a beaver, so I took inspiration from that idea to fill in these shapes. There are various ways to approach this exercise. I'm drawing random heads from imagination for this demo, but you could also pick a theme or a subject beforehand, or use photo reference as your starting point for some inspiration. Here are the final character head designs. I hope this was inspiring and showed you how the force drawing method can help you unleash your creativity and prepare you for the entertainment industry. Please let us know your thoughts or questions in the comments below. For more in-depth education, please visit drawingforce.com. There you can sign up for mentorships, memberships, courses, and so much more. See you there.